Hey guys, I just finished installing this ESC fan on my axial Yeti. It's from Castle because the ESC itself is also from Castle. And I wanted to discuss a few options you have when you get an ESC or a motor fan and you want to get it wired up in your RC car. First option would be to connect it directly to the battery connection going into your ESC. Now, it's simple and it's effective, however you have to make sure that you're not over voltaging your fan. Say this fan specifically is designed for 5 volts. 2S would probably be fine, 3S might be pushing it, so you need to make sure that your fan can handle the voltage you're putting into it, because this will be going straight from the battery to the fan. Second option would be to tap into the wires that are coming from the ESC going to the receiver that are providing power to the receiver. That will give you the voltage that comes off the ESC, which is usually 5-6 volts in that area. Newer ones you may have something a little bit higher, but generally 5-6 volts, which is just right for the fan. And that would be tapping into the wiring that comes out of the ESC that goes to the receiver, the black and the red wires. You would tap into those. Your third option, and the one that's kind of the most convenient, is to use the third channel on your receiver. Most receivers have a third channel. This receiver is in a box down here. I've already got it sealed up, but they'll have a third channel, and a lot of fans will come with a connector that just goes right into that third channel. The downside to that is if you have too many fans, you may end up overloading the power supply, which would be coming from the ESC going through the receiver and then into your fans. That can cause brownouts and all kinds of other weird problems. The final option, and what probably is the best and most effective option, however the most expensive and the most complicated, is to get a BEC, which is basically an external power supply for things like your servo and fan and things like that. And what that'll allow you to do is the BEC will tie into your battery, and that will allow you to pull power directly from the battery. It will convert it down to a voltage, whatever voltage you want. There's usually have different options from like 5 volts up to 8 volts, or different options. And then you would tie your fan in, and if you want your servo power into that as well, and that would eliminate using the ESC to provide power to those things, which would stop brownouts and things like that. And the BECs usually have a lot more power output than the ESCs do. However, really new ESCs, a lot of them actually have some pretty good output as far as for the servo and for fans and things like that are concerned. They have a pretty high amperage. So you want to look at your specs, look at what the fan draws, and kind of go from there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've already got this installed, but I'm going to show you installing it into the receiver box, plugging in, testing it, running the wiring and all that. And then over. The receiver box is on the bottom on this car. I've already got most of the screws out. So let's go ahead and pull this last screw out and we'll take a look inside. So this should be the waterproof receiver box. Go ahead and put that aside, get a little screwdriver, pry this open, and okay, so I guess this box is not waterproof. It does have a nice little O-ring here, but as you can see from all the dirt and crap that's in here, clearly that O-ring isn't doing the trick. Now, I'm looking at the box and I can see, I don't know if this is supposed to be this way, but you can see right here's where the wires go through, but then there's this notch right here that is just kind of open to the world, and that's probably where all the crap's getting in, because otherwise it looks like this box is pretty well sealed up. Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. Looks like somebody's been in here before me, and this is the antenna, and it has a little grommet that's supposed to go in that little notch, and then the antenna can go up and out the top of the car. Someone's been in here and they decided that it would be best just to stuff the antenna in there, but they didn't realize that it left a little notch in there. And this is a good point. You know, when you're working on your car, it's always good to be, really observant. Kind of take your time and look around and see, especially if you're not the original owner of the car, because chances are the previous owner did stuff wrong. I don't know, most people don't pay a lot of attention to things, and stuff gets done wrong, just like this, and you end up with a receiver box full of dirt. So I'm going to go and blow this stuff out, get it cleaned up, and then I'll come back and we'll go ahead and get this wired in. Okay, that's all cleaned out. I want to suggest to anybody who is going to be getting into this hobby, if they're getting into it seriously, that you invest in a air compressor, because it makes problems like this go away really fast as far as dirt and stuff like that. It helps clean things in a way that you really can't get clean any other way. Alright, so I've got these plugged back in the way they're supposed to be, and I'm going to go ahead, before I end up wiring this thing through, I'm going to go ahead and plug in the fan, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the receiver and see how you got a black wire here, brown wires also. Those are the ground. On this receiver, they're toward the outside of the receiver. So I'm going to go to, if you see here, you see throttle and then steering and then channel 3. I'm going to go to channel 3. I'm going to plug this in to where its ground is also pointed out here on the outside, like the other ones are. Then I'm going to plug in a battery and turn this on, and make sure the fan turns on. So, battery, I guess it's already on. And the fan is running. So that's good. So I shouldn't have any problems with this, and I'm going to go ahead and run the wire through and ring it up through here. I'm going to run it through this little grommet here. This grommet has a plastic piece that comes out, then the whole grommet pulls up and the wire can go through. Grommet goes in, plastic piece goes on. I'll put the antenna through the way it's supposed to go through, and then I will go ahead and get this button back up and we'll clip into the top and take a look at it. Okay, well, I got everything wrapped up. I got the antenna going back out this little notch where it belongs. I've got some new double-sided tape for the receiver, and I tidied up the wiring. I always suggest that you try to keep the wiring in your receiver box as tidy as possible, because when you need to go in there and work, it's just really nice to have things clean and neat and organized. That's the way I like to keep it anyway. When you're putting things back together, make sure that different vehicles will have different setups for this, but make sure that these seals are kind of exactly where they need to go, because if they're out of place, water can get in. I mean, water can get in anyway, but water can get in really easily, and you saw how much crap was inside this receiver box just from this tiny little notch right here being open. So just make sure everything is as it should be and has all the pieces and parts that it's supposed to have in it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get this wrapped up, and then we will wrap up this video. Alright, receiver box is all buttoned up. Let's go ahead, and I got the fan installed on the ESC. Let's go ahead and plug this in. Turn it on. And yes, the fan is running. Good. Okay, so how you install the fan on the ESC or the motor is going to vary a lot depending on what kind of ESC you have, what kind of fan setup, what heatsink you're going to be using. This was really easy. It just clips right on because it's made for the motor or for the ESC. You may end up having to do a custom mount or some sort of imaginative thing in order to get yours working, but it's good to have. This ESC did not come with a fan. I didn't have it overheat on me. However, I just don't like running ESCs without fans. I'll probably will put a fan on the motor as well. So I think it's good to have air movement over electronics. They do not like being hot. The motor, the magnets in it, have what's called a Curie point, and that Curie point will, when it reaches that temperature, the magnets will actually lose their magnetism, and it's really not that high of a temperature. So if your motor gets really hot, your magnets in it can lose some of their magnetism, and then the motor will never be as powerful as it was again. So I always suggest fans on everything that'll get hot as far as electronics are concerned. So alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.